Hey friends, welcome to our homestead. Every summer, it seems like these heat waves are getting more and more intense. But remember, everything is cyclical and we haven't even broken records from 100 years ago. Regardless of that, your air conditioners are probably running around the clock like mine is. And millions of people are running this huge energy-consuming appliance all at the same time. The result? Energy demand skyrockets in these heat waves. That stresses the grid, increases prices, and can lead to power outages. Friends, you know electricity prices are only going up and up and up all over the country. So I want you to think about installing a home solar system so that you can eventually produce all of your own electricity, and I am here to help you. Let's talk about what's going on with the current heat wave and how stressed our grid is. You're going to be shocked. Okay, right now in Texas, we have about 20,000 people without power because of grid strain. And electricity demand just hit an all-time high yesterday here in this state. Yesterday was about 103 where I'm at, and it was about 100 today. But friends, there is something you and I can do right now to generate our own electricity. Obviously, that's sitting right behind me. So that will help you lower your costs in the long term. I already talked about on this channel what our payoff was for this system, and it's way less than you think. It's also going to help everybody else by taking strain off the existing grid. And it's going to help you avoid any grid outages. Friends, the cost of solar technology is continuing to fall, even with the tariffs that were imposed. And some people have actually brought manufacturing back to the US. Building your own solar power system is way more accessible than many of you think. Let's talk a little more briefly about the grid and its current state. You're going to be surprised. So air conditioning uses an extremely large amount of electricity. And on a normal summer day, that pattern is pretty predictable on the energy consumption. But during an extreme heat wave like we are having right now, that's obviously different. Millions and millions of homes and businesses are all going to be running air conditioning pretty much 24/7. But they are also running things like fans and other types of ventilation systems. And those big inductive motors in there can draw a lot of power. So I mentioned Texas hit a record yesterday. Well, it was 90 gigawatts of electricity used in one day. That's 90,000 megawatts. If you want to break it down to watts, you know, you have about a 60-watt light bulb in your house. It was 90 billion watts yesterday that was used in the entire state of Texas. And several other areas of the country were really strained yesterday, like up in the Northwest. But as a total, the United States, and it's tracked every day, the United States used 743 gigawatts of electricity. That is astronomical. And we had a 13 gigawatt deficit. So that's why 92,000 people were without power yesterday in the US. And I will link all those monitoring sites in the description below the video so you can see what the US is tracking in terms of energy consumption and outages. So I want you to seriously consider solar power for your home, but I want to recommend doing it yourself. And I am here to help. I have over 140 different videos on building solar power systems. I've built numerous ones here on my property and at some friends' homes. I also partner with numerous companies that have amazing pricing and support for solar products. Some of them have been nice enough to give me a discount code, and that is linked in the description below the video. It's also linked with some of the equipment that we use here on the property that I really love. So go down below and check those out. You know, one of the amazing things about solar power is it is producing peak electricity in the middle of the day when the sun is full, and that peak is matching the peak of your loads in your house, especially that air conditioning load. So if you have something like this connected to your home, then your AC, your refrigerators, all the freezers, everything that's working overtime during the heat is simply drawing from your panels. That is, of course, if it's properly sized. And I talk about how to size your solar system in this video up here. Go check that video out when you are done watching this one. And if you choose to still be connected to the grid and have solar, then that is going to reduce your cost greatly from purchasing from the grid. And during a heat wave like this, that will add up quickly. This next point is important. A typical grid-tied solar system will not keep your home powered in the event of a power outage. So if the grid is stressed and you've got solar panels and they are pumping back into your house and into the grid, if the grid goes down, you are down. I do not recommend getting a standard grid tie solar system. In my opinion, they don't pay for themselves. I recommend getting a hybrid system. This is a hybrid inverter back here, and I can sell back to the grid with this setup. But I also do highly recommend getting an off-grid system. And since I still am connected to the grid, I use my off-grid system like a generator. Its fuel is the sun. So if your goal is to be up and running when there is a power outage, then you need a hybrid or off-grid system with battery backup. I have a dedicated playlist linked above on all the different types of battery systems we use here on our property. It's helpful and it'll give you an idea about form factor and weather tightness, all of the above. So go check those out. Of course, after you're done watching this one. So when people hear the words DIY solar, like I always say, they get a little anxious and they don't know where to start and they have a lot of questions. And I had that 5 years ago, but I am here to encourage you that you can do it. You can start simple and small and scale up from there. You might just want to build a portable power generator, which I have a video on how to do, and use it to back up your refrigerator and your lights during a power outage. It's all up to you, and I have videos for you on very small projects all the way up to very large projects. Now, if you're ready to start this process, I highly recommend ground-mounted panels. They are way easier to access if you need to do something with them, and you don't have to have special equipment on your roof to be able to shut them down in the event of a fire. And also, if you have roofing challenges and need to change out your roofing material, those panels are on the ground and out of the way. So how do you get started? Well, first, you need to understand how much electricity your home uses. You need to know how much electricity your largest appliances use. You need to understand how much energy you want your solar system to produce. Do you just want to reduce your electric bill? Do you want reliable backup power? Or do you want to become as independent from the grid as possible? Those are questions you need to answer first before buying a panel. Look, the benefits of buying a solar system aren't just limited to saving a little money. And that savings does come in a little bit longer term. For us, it was 4.5 years. But there is also a question of energy security for you and your family. When the grid is under extreme stress, having your own source of electricity can provide another layer of resilience. A properly designed solar and battery system can help keep your equipment running. And it'll keep your equipment running during those outages and you won't even know about it, which is beautiful. And for people living in rural areas like me, that's especially important because power outages during an extreme heat wave are not only an inconvenience, they can be a serious issue. Having the ability to generate your own gives you way more options. Friends, heat waves are just a reminder of how dependent we are on electricity. And when those temperatures rise, demand shoots through the roof, and these heat waves are nasty. And at the same time, homeowners are facing increasing uncertainty about the reliability of the power systems, and also great uncertainty about costs because they keep rising. So a few solar panels won't necessarily power a home indefinitely, but it will help you start on a small scale, and it's going to benefit you in many different ways. The question is, do you want to continue to buy all that electricity from the grid, a potentially faltering grid? Or do you want to start producing at least some of it for yourself with the goal of maybe producing all of it? That's the question you have to ask for yourself. And if you want my take on it, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe for more videos on DIY power generation and energy independence. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Now go check out this video right here, which is our installation video on our favorite solar inverter, this 6000 XP by EG4. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.